A collection allows us to put many values in a single variable. A collection can carry many values around in one convenient package. For example, in C language there is an array. But in C, array is used to store similar kind of elements. In Python, list is used to store dissimilar kind of elements, means different types of elements. As an example, take list, we can store the data of different types. Thus, list is collection of items of heterogeneous type. For example, consider this list. If you want to create a list, give the list name. I am giving a list name as list1, and in square bracket, whatever data you want to enter it in the square bracket. Okay. Then, if you want to print the list, give print, then list1, list name. Now you run the code, it's giving the list in this way. You can also store data of different type in one list. For example, cat, comma, elephant, comma, 56, comma, 1000.50, comma, TRUE. I am storing different data of different data type. If you want to print this list, you can give print, then list name, list2 for example. Now it is list2. Now, getting the values from the list by using indexes. You know that index in the list starts with the value 0. Always in the array also indexes starts with the 0. Here also indexing start with the 0. For example, if you want to print from list to particular value, okay, in square bracket you have to give index 2, I give index 2 and then execute. See, this index 0, this index 1, this index 2, it prints the value 56 because index starts with 0 value, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. No, if you try to give index with floating point numbers, for example, if you give 2.0 and if you try to run, it won't display any output because there is no index of 2.0. It won't give any output. Therefore, indexes should be always integer. Now, how to insert element into the list? To insert element into the list in between. For example, list of 2 in square bracket as a second item. If you want to store a value bird, and then print list 2. See, 0, 1, 2, second item, means here third item is replaced with value bold. You can also print sublists from the list. or slices from the list. How do you print slices from the list? Print list to, if you want to print index, the list value from the index 2 to 4. You have to give colon in between, okay, and then run. See, index value 2 is having element bird, and 3 is having 1000.5 this data. 4 it is not displaying, indicates excluding 4th index. Okay, this is the starting range, but this is the a value before this index. 2 to 4 displays values from the index values 2 and 3. You can also give negative index in the list. For example, if you try to give negative index from the list, print list 2 in square bracket -1, run. See, it is giving true. Why it is giving true? Because when you give the negative index, it considers list from end of the list. Okay, it considers index from end of the list. What about getting the values from the end of the list? That is by using negative indexes. Okay, see, if you want to display values from the list in this way, for example, print list to 0 and then to -1. What it displays? See, what about -1? 0 is a starting index. What about -1? It excludes the last item. Okay, this excludes the last item because last item will be considered with the index -1. Therefore, it excluding last value or last item. Now, for example, if you want to print length of the list, you can use len function. Okay, Ashtaya, we can use a len function. Now we see list concatenation. If you want to concatenate two lists, for example, we are having list 1 and list 2. If we give list 1 plus list 2, enter, and then if you want to see the output, correct, you have to store in a separate list. For example, list 3 equals list 1 plus list 2, and then print list 3, run. See, first list having 3, 6, 7, 8, second list having cat, elephant, bird and these values. Both lists are concatenated and stored into list 3. This is called as list concatenation. Concatenation operator is plus. If you want to replicate the list values, for example, print to display list 1 into 2 replicates means duplicates list 1 2 times. Okay, see, actually list 1 contains 3 6 7 8. Now it's duplicated once again. If you want to replicate list 2, cat, elephant, bird, 1000 by true. This is a first replicated value. This is second replicated value. Okay, list into 2 times the list is replicated. Like any number of times you can replicate the list. You can also concatenate list in this way. For example, list 1 equal to list 1 plus list 2. What it does? First it concatenates list 1 and list 2 and result will be stored into list 1 itself. List 1 contains 3 6 7 8. List 2 contains cat, elephant. Okay, both concatenated and stored to list 1. And result is displayed. Now, how to iterate through 3 contains a lengthy list. If you want to different of the list, you can use looping statement. For example, for take a variable I, then in what is that list? List 3. For list contain integer as well as string. Therefore, it is not taking this for I statement to go through list. What I can do? I can just store some string in the list. Now try to run. Still, it is not giving. Indicates there is some other mistake. Mistake is this column. Okay, there is a column mistake, not this mistake. Now you run. And there should be index or indent. Okay, run. See, that is the problem of this column as well as this tab space is must. Tabbing space or indentation is must. Okay, now you try to do this without storing space and run. It takes like this. Using trial and error method, you can make use of looping statements or any other statements with the list. Okay. Now, for example, if you want to work with the range function, range indicates what is the last index of the list. That becomes range. Now for I in range of list 3, range of len of list 3. Okay, range of len of list 3. Enter. Print I. This also works in the similar way as you printed here. Run. What's the mistake here? I in range of len of list 3. Here once again, you know, there should be indentation as well as colon. Yes. Now you see. Therefore, range works as range of ending value. Okay, I in range indicates I starts from 0 always, 0 to len of list 3. Print I. See, what's the length of list 3? Length of list 3 is 8 elements, correct? 8 elements. Therefore, see, I is starting from 0. You know, index starting from 0. Okay, therefore I starts with the 0 and len of list 3 is 8. Therefore, it displays 0 to 8. Thus, range, you know, in the for loop, range indicates ending value. Okay, till what range? Till what range? Till len of list 3. Therefore, it displaying 0 to 8. In that, not in operators with the list. If you want to check if any item is there in the list or not, how do you check? Cat is there in the list, correct? If you want to check cat in list 3, run. It has to give true. It is giving true. Like that. Dog in list 3, run. Gives false because dog is not there in the list. Now, if you want to work with such programs, for example, consider a small program where you are having list of your pet animals: dog, cat, elephant, and then some other pet name: Joof, giraffe. Yeah. And you are going to input, print, enter a pet name, and then name equal to input. If name not in, okay, see, not in pet. If name not in pet, now indentation, if your pet name is not exists in the list, then you have to display some message that my pet is not there in the list. Okay, otherwise else, okay, else print my pet is there in the list. Okay, see, if you try to run this program, line 6, which is line 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See, else the tab indentation should be here. Okay. Yeah. Now you run the program. Enter a pet name. Your pet names, whatever there in the list, if you give that, for example, cat, enter. It gives. Now why it is not my pet is not there in the list, it is there in the list. If name not in pet, yes, if it is there, it has to print. Correct now? Yeah. What is the problem? Once again try to run. run this and give which is not there in the list. For example, donkey. Enter. It is not there. But whatever there in the list name is pet. It has to display now. Yeah, once again run. Dog. Enter. See, now it is giving proper value. Here it is because there is a space before cat. If a cat is not entered properly, give or enter cat. Yes. Cat. Enter. Now it's giving properly. That's because of it's not mismatching sometimes due to some space and all. It was not displaying proper output. Now it's displaying proper output. See, your list contains list of pets and you are inputting a pet name and stored into name. If that name is not in the list, then it displays it is not there in the list. Otherwise it displays it is there in the list. Okay, that's the objective of the function. Like this you can work with the different programs using list. Okay, and there are also some other methods with the list. What are those methods? First one is index method. You already know len also a method. Okay, len also a method. And if you want to work with the index, if you want to display the index of a particular item, index of which list, in which list, list 3 dot index of which item, cat. List 3, in list 3 what's the index of cat? It displays what index it displays? See the list 3. In list 3, you know, this is list 3 which is concatenation of list 1 and list 2. Cat is in index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, correct? Therefore, it will display index of cat has 4. Okay, that's the index function. If you want to work with index to find a value, you can write a special program to find a value using the list with the help of index. Okay, next, appending the values to the list. If you want to append a value to the list, use append method. Either you can use list 1, list 2 or list 3. List 3 dot append what value? Zebra. Okay, then print list 3, run. See, it is appended with the new value. Next, we can also use insert method to insert item in between the list. For example, list 3 dot insert in bracket what value you want to insert, what value you want to insert with the what index. Okay, first you give index 3 comma, next you give value. For example, what value you want to insert, any pet name or any values you can give. If you want to insert integer value 2000, okay, run. Yes, if you want to insert value 2000 in index 3, give list name. Now list name is list 3 dot insert. Insert is a method. Now run. Now if you print list 3, then run. See, 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, in the index 3 it is inserted value 2000, sorry 20,000. It is inserted into 20,000. Okay, this is a insert function. You can also use sort method with the list 3 dot sort method to sort the list. And one more thing is, when you are going to do sort method, the list should have either integer or only string. Therefore I give list 1 dot sort because it's having only integer. And list 1 may be having a string also. Okay, now we do like this. List 4 equal to 6, 2, 3, 1. Now list 4 dot sort. Run. Now we see sorting of the list with some more examples. Okay, take list 1 equal to assign some numbers 3, 6, 9, 8 like this. Okay, and then list 1 dot sort. Okay, list 1 dot sort, and then print list 1. Then run the program. So it is sorting the list in the increasing order. Okay. In the similar way, you can sort the list of strings. Take list 2 equal to assign some names, any strings you can assign, any content you can type. Okay, like this with any length. Now you give list 2 dot sort. Okay, and then print list 2. Okay, now run. It sorts the given list in the alphabetical order. Add, ABC, EDT, STF. You see here, add and ABC both starts with A, but here first D comes, next V comes. Therefore, it is in the increasing order. Another way of sorting the list is in the reverse order. If you want to sort it in the reverse order, when sorting itself, list 2 dot sort, then you give reverse equal to true. Okay, now you print. Okay, if we try to print sorted list using list 2, run. See here, it is sorted in the reverse order. Okay, in this way also you can sort. Now take an example of this list. Store list 1 as A, P, Q, A. See, both small and capital letters are there. If you give list 1 dot sort with key equal to str dot lower, indicates as a key you are going to combine all lower case and upper case them. ignores the case sensitivity, but it takes according to alphabets. Okay, see here, small a, then capital A, then alphabetically capital F comes, next small p, next small q, next capital Q. It ignores the case sensitivity and then sorts. Okay, when you give key equal to str dot lower. Okay, and as well as it sorts lower case first. Okay, you can see here it sorts lower case first, then uppercase. Okay, it sorts lower case first, then uppercase in the alphabetical order. Okay, this is about sorting.